It's time to talk accessories.
Today I want to share with you 5 board game accessories that we have used that I recommend, and then rank them according to which one I think is best, and a special ranking for the one that has the most value. First, let's start off with dice trays. Some pros. These dice trays are about $10 for a set here in the US, and they snap together and fold flat, making them very convenient for storage. In a set like this, you can give one to every player, which really helps keep your dice on the table instead of rolling off into the floor. And with a different color, everybody gets to kind of pick their own, which gives a little personality to their spot in the table. And those dice towers do have a lot of table presence. They can be cumbersome to use and pass around the table. They're usually kind of off to one side and not accessible to everyone. There's not many cons for these, other than they are pretty cheap, so they will wear out and the snaps will wear out over time. But so far, these have worked well for us. But where to rank them? I'm going to put them at a solid 3. I think anyone could find them helpful at the table. Our next item is a card shuffler. This is a pretty inexpensive mass market one. The pros, not everybody's a good shuffler at your table, and so bad shufflers tend to bend cards accidentally, but also they would be the ones that when you go and hand out the cards, everybody ends up with the same color or suit. But a shuffler allows everybody at the table to participate as the dealer at some point. But the cons, these inexpensive shufflers don't work really well with glossy cards, so they won't be able to grab them all unless you kind of hold onto them. They also are as loud as all get out. So where does it rank? Well, let's put it in 5th. Still a good recommendation, but maybe not for everybody's table. But what's obviously a better rank than a card shuffler? This big boy right here. These are poker chips. I got this particular set secondhand, which makes them pretty inexpensive, but these do vary greatly in price. These can really add a lot of heft and weight to a game that uses cardboard pieces or currency. You can hand these out and people will hold them and feel like they've got something a little bit more meaty here at the table. But there's something about a weighted chip that just makes the game better. I actually believe that's why Splinter has become such a ubiquitous game out there, because it has those nice gem chips that are fun to hold and use. But as for cons, these chips are unnumbered. I mean, most of the inexpensive ones are, which means people have to remember what the value is, which can be a little problematic. Also, though a lot of people will play with them, you get this good sound, which can either be enjoyable or incredibly annoying to folks around the table. So where would I rank these? Well, online I've seen a lot of people love adding poker chips to their mix to use in other games, but we found that we just don't use them that often, so I'm going to put them at 4th. So that leaves just our top 2 spots. And our next recommendation is the biggest of them all. It is this 3D printer. There rolls the filament right over there. 3D printing has really entered the board game space. The pros for it are that you can embellish the items that you have, you can make inserts for your games, and even print off full games like The Legend of Zelda Catan that I had in another video right here. And the filament is actually pretty inexpensive. This is about $10 a roll. For perspective, it costed me about $20 to make that Zelda Catan. And if you don't want to learn how to do 3D files, you can get a lot of free downloads on Thingiverse and other places where the board gaming community has a big presence. If you have a game, there's a good chance there's going to be something to print for it. But an obvious con is the upfront cost. This one cost me about $125 on the used market, and it's worked really well for me, but that's a pretty inexpensive buy. A lot of them run from the $200 to $500 range, which can be a lot of cost for plastic add-ons. And it also may bring a hobby that you weren't expecting into the midst of your board gaming hobby, and that is 3D printer maintenance. And a side note, if you're going to buy a 3D printer off of a used market like a Facebook Marketplace, just note that there's a lot of printers that you can get now that are like $50 to $100, but be careful and do your homework, because a lot of those are older generation ones that were not plug and play. There was a lot of tinkering that had to go on, and it became almost a full-time job to keep them running. So I suggest you look for a good plug and play model like from Bamboo Labs. So where would I rank this 3D printing beast? Well, I'm going to put it in 2nd place. I would recommend someone getting one, but its helpfulness as your mileage may vary. So that just leaves us with number 1. So what board game accessory do I put at the top rank to suggest to someone to get? It is table lights. I got these table lights off Amazon and they ran about $35 to $40 US. And what I have found them to be is so helpful. For one, for me to be able to see on the table. It really lights up everything, makes everything easy to read, which can be helpful for people of all ages. But it also draws people's attention to the table itself, which can focus people in and get them ready to play even more. These are rechargeable, and I've had them last over 4 hours so far, so I just plug them in at the end of a gaming session and wait until the next time to use them. Not only are these dimmable lights easy to use, but they also can be used for reading and for other applications, like when I put them inside my board game closet to light them up for this video. The only con of these would be they're not the sturdiest construction. I mean, they're not the kind made for a restaurant. Those can run $125+, but those are made to take a beating. These are made to be able to be used in your home. For their versatility, price, and ease of use, I definitely rank them number 1 in my listing. So do you disagree with my list and would re-rank these totally differently? Or do you have suggestions for board game accessories that you find helpful? Please put them in the comments below. None of these are necessary, but they do add a lot and can make your gaming night even better. Or maybe you just want one of these wonderful bows.